Hi everyone. So I've introduced what self-compassion is. So self-compassion is being our biggest friend in moments of difficulty. And this is a practice known as the self-compassion break, which follows the three components of self-compassion according to the work of Kristen Neff and Chris Germer. And it's holding ourselves in mindfulness. So in other words, being aware of what is present moment by moment when we're suffering. And then it's reminding ourselves that we're not alone. So the interconnectedness of common humanity. And then finally, it's offering ourselves self-kindness. So if you have a difficulty at the moment in your life, then my invitation is to use this as part of this practice. So we'll actually sit together. But can I just put a boundary on this, that if this is a major problem for yourself, if I give you a scale of 0, it's not a difficulty at all, to 10, this is a big difficulty. My suggestion is to choose something around about the 4 or 5 level. So choose something mid-level as a difficulty. And by difficulty, it might mean maybe you've got some loss, maybe a job, maybe there's a misunderstanding between you and a neighbour or a colleague or a friend. Maybe there's health problems or financial problems. But something around the mid of the scale, so something around 4 or 5. And can I just say that if at any point it becomes overwhelming, step back and return to the body, either breathe in the moment, or open your eyes and focus a soft gaze on something in the room. So it's a short practice, so let's settle back, arrive in this moment, maybe with one complete breath. So breathing in and breathing out. And then bringing awareness to the body, being held by either sofa, bed or chair. Just feeling the weight of the body, being held in this moment. And then if it feels safe to do so, then mindfully and slowly closing your eyes. Or if you prefer to, maybe adopting a soft gaze. And the invitation is to bring a situation to the mind's eye, something that you're struggling with. It might be financial worries, it might be worries about the world, it may be problems with your body, maybe relationship problems. And remembering that I gave you the scale of 10, this is something that I really feel is a huge difficulty, to 0. There's not a problem here. Choosing something that's moderate on that scale. And this is a practice that when you notice that you're struggling with something, you'll be able to use this in moments of difficulty. But we're using it to recall a situation. So bringing awareness to where it's most felt, maybe in the body, maybe how it's showing. It might be a sensation of numbness or gripping or holding. It may be a light or a shape or a pain in the body somewhere. Remembering to step back if it becomes too overwhelming and return to the body. Breathe in us. And maybe noticing any thoughts that may be attaching. Just noticing the thoughts just like they're clouds in the sky. There may be thoughts about the situation or about others or about yourself. What we're doing here is noticing moment by moment our experience around this situation in our life. And you may be noticing that with each moment the situation is changing for you. Maybe you're noticing the felt sense in the body moving, or maybe thoughts are gathering and clustering, or maybe they're diminishing. There's no right experience. Whatever's here is here. And then finally noticing any emotions. Not striving or seeking, but maybe you're noticing emotions in this. Maybe annoyance or shame. There might even be an interplay of emotions going on, maybe a bit of pride, but also a bit of guilt. And again, just noticing, bringing that gentleness of awareness. This is what we're doing. We're shining the light of awareness under our experience. That non-judgmental inquiry. And then move into the second component of the self-compassion break. Still holding our situation with that mindful awareness, and then broadening our awareness to others in the world. Reminding ourselves that there will be others who will be suffering in a similar way. So we're honouring our uniqueness, whilst also reminding ourselves that everyone hurts. And maybe saying those words, I'm not alone. Everyone hurts. There will be other people who are experiencing or have experienced this type of situation. Sometimes it's useful to remind ourselves of our ancestral line. So if you know if some of your ancestors struggled with their emotions, and reminding yourself that actually my ancestors met these difficulties, carried this suffering in their life. And as you say these words to yourself, bring in that mindful awareness once again to your experience moment by moment. Maybe the body, the feeling in the body has changed. Maybe it's grown or diminished. Maybe the mind has softened or maybe it's contracted again. Just noticing what's present. Maybe emotions, there's clarity around the emotions, or maybe new emotions have emerged that need to be seen. And then the third part of the break is where we can offer ourselves self-kindness. So becoming our best friend in this moment. And if it feels safe, then maybe offering a hand to where it's most felt in the body. Maybe if the mind is busy, placing a hand on the forehead. Maybe a hand on the heart space. We can offer a gentle stroke, maybe to the hands. Maybe a hug. Maybe placing a soft fist, making a soft fist and placing that on the part of the body that hurts, and then placing the other hand and gently playing with the pressure on the body. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, then just resting back, being with the situation in the body. So this is the soothing touch. Chemically, the nervous system is releasing oxytocin and dopamine into the body. It's calming our nervous system. All mammals draw their offspring to them. The mammalian touch. And then what words do you need to hear in this moment? Offering yourself the words that your best friend would offer you. So becoming your best friend in this moment of suffering. What do you need to hear? May I remain strong. May I remember to be kind to myself. I love you. And maybe it's the firmer words you need to hear. Now that you've befriended this situation, maybe there's a firm boundary that needs to be offered. Okay, you have to say no. Okay, you have to put yourself first. And then releasing, if it feels comfortable to do so, your hands. Returning awareness back to the body in this moment. Noticing the situation and how it's showing in the body, the mind, the heart. This is what it's like to offer ourselves self-compassion in those moments of difficulty. So taking a conscious breath, breathing in, breathing out, and then mindfully and slowly opening your eyes. This is an extended version of the self-compassion break. Once you've practiced this, you'll be able to offer yourself this as a practice when you're making yourself a cup of tea, when you're in a supermarket and you suddenly find yourself speaking harshly to yourself. It's a beautiful practice. Thanks for practicing with me today and for your bravery in meeting a difficulty in your life. Maybe when you step away from this video, maybe ask yourself, what's the kindest thing that I can do for myself right now?